This is the SAP Developer News for January 8th, 2026.
Over the holiday period, the CAP team delivered a nice present for us, the December 2025 release. Let's take a look through the highlights, but before we do, let's check out the new feature status badges that are appearing more and more. In fact, there are a few in the notes for this release. As we all know our Greek alphabet, we can correctly surmise that while beta features are post-experimental and still possibly subject to change, gamma features, not to be confused with the type of radiation that created the Incredible Hulk, are pretty much finalised and ready to use and test thoroughly. Two such features that are at gamma level in this release are status transition flows and declarative constraints. We covered status transition flows in a previous news item for the previous CAP release, and there's an overview in this blog post we have for you as well. So let's instead take a brief look at the super exciting declarative constraints. There are new possibilities with the assert annotation so that we can define complex constraints in our CDS models. That's right, declaratively. We should always strive to push upwards and outwards, upwards with logic into the declarative model and downwards with queries and data manipulations to the database, which goes hand in hand with CAP's axiom, what, not how. The conditions themselves are expressed in another domain-specific language, DSL, in CDS, and that is CXL, CDS Expression Language. And almost as if we'd planned it, there's a new hands-on SAP Dev livestream series on CXL starting Friday next week with me and one of the fab members of the CAP compiler team, Patrice. Don't miss it. CAP's support for hierarchical tree views has just become a lot more streamlined with a new hierarchy annotation. And this replaces a ton of OData specific ones. Now that's what I call simple. Reuse in CAP is an incredibly important idea and a best practice too. And in that context, there's a new command, CDS export, with which you can create API client packages from your CDS service definitions. The output is a full-featured CAP reuse package that can be published to and pulled from NPM registries. If exporting via EDMX and then importing with CDS import is the sort of lossy MP3 audio format, then CDS export gives us a lossless transfer, more like FLAC. Anyway, if you're interested to learn more about reusing CAP with NPM packages, we've also got a new blog post series, Modules, Modularity and Reuse in CDS Models, which you might be interested in, with parts 1 and 2 already published. Now, moving to the CDS language and compiler topic, there's an enhancement that will appeal to those of you who develop and serve multiple front ends from the app directory. Now, CDS file content from all app subdirectories will be fetched and loaded, say with CDS build or CDS serve, instead of just from the app directory itself. This means we don't have to use an index.cds file in the app directory to import what we want. Staying in the CDS language and compiler area, there's another enhancement that allows us to use symbols not only for enums defined in CDS, but now also for enums in OData annotations. The example in the release notes is great because not only does it illustrate the enhancement, but it also causes the curious amongst us to use our brains and go and find out where the relation between 1 and read-only and between 7 and mandatory actually is defined. And of course, it's in OData's common vocabulary, a vocabulary contributed by SAP, by the way. In the Node.js runtime topic, it's now possible to make direct CRUD requests on draft-enabled entities. For example, instead of the edit, patch, save sequence, you can now just send a direct update request. Also, event queue processing has been consolidated into a default queue and custom queues, and there has been a change to the DB related guarantee from at least once to exactly once. Finally, in the Node.js runtime topic, there has been some cleanup of the model reflection APIs. Some function uses have been deprecated, and the text entities are now available in a text's property of the corresponding localized entity. Moving to the Java runtime topic, there are some important changes related to deep updates for draft-enabled entities. Now, as well as support for active entities, there's also deep update support for inactive entities too, as long as the keys are included. Additionally, in the Java topic, there's a new as method on the CQN value interface. With that, it's possible now to create aliased values directly, and this makes it easier to build queries with aliased values. In the tools topic, there's a Schema convenience now for the CDS up command if your project contains Helm deployment resources and no MTA YAML file, then you don't need to specify the --2 K8S option explicitly anymore. And last but not least, in the plugins topic, the Node.js plugin SAP CDS RFC now supports multi-tenancy. There are links to everything I've mentioned and more in the description.
Hey everyone! In this blog post, Simona reflects on how 2025 laid the groundwork for AI-powered ABAP development and gives us a clear line of sight into where things are going in 2026. One big highlight from the blog post is that Joule for developers will remain free for another year, giving us more time to explore AI-assisted coding in real projects. The blog post walks us through the evolution of ABAP AI last year and what's to come. Smarter tooling with AI workflow, deeper integration with VS Code, and a renowned focus on custom code migration using AI. All designed to help developers be more productive and modernize their code bases. And that's really the strategy going into 2026. Shipping early, scaling smart, and keeping the ABAP core clean. If 2025 was about unlocking what ABAP AI can do, then 2026 will make ABAP AI the core of ABAP development.
The Q4 2025 release of SAP HANA Cloud brings many updates designed to streamline your workflow and unlock new possibilities. Let's dive into what's new. And let's start with SAP HANA Cloud Central, which now supports background processing for long-running SQL statements that continue even after closing your browser. A new consolidated view of HDI schemas and containers provides quick access to HDI artifacts and their metadata, therefore making navigation much easier for you. SAP Business Data Cloud integration is streamlined. Data products are automatically exposed as virtual tables, reducing manual setup and accelerating data reuse. Calculation view modeling adds column lineage via SQL table functions, dynamic input parameters for MDS cube conversions, and runtime evaluated restricted columns. Joins are enhanced with support for left outer joins in star joins. This release introduced the ability to transform property graphs into semantic knowledge graphs without requiring design of data models, enabling flexible switching between paradigms on the same data, depending on your use case. For developers and data scientists, AI and machine learning capabilities have undergone significant enhancements. The new unified time series procedure provides a consistent interface across algorithms, simplifying development. Text embedding models have been improved to reduce output dimensions without sacrificing accuracy, and the new cross-encoder model in NLP service ensures more precise search results ranking. With the HANA ML Experiment Monitor user interface, you can visually track model performance and detect drift over time, keeping your models reliable. The final SAP CodeJam of 2025 took place in Istanbul with the focus on AI in SAP HANA Cloud. The next one will happen in February in Berlin, and rest assured, it will be updated with some of these cool new enhancements. You can request this CodeJam topic in your location also. See you there.
Why not start the year off right with the cleanest, safest applications you can? That's what the new Application Vulnerability Report service on SAP BTP that focuses on Cloud Foundry applications is exactly for. This new service, now in beta, will allow you to scan your running applications on SAP BTP on a regular basis and look for critical vulnerabilities. Don't wait until something happens to one of your applications to find out that there's a vulnerability in it. Be proactive and find out in advance. So I encourage you to check out this brand new service. I'll put the link to the blog post that describes it, as well as goes through the setup process. It's very easy to use, and you can start getting your reports today. So I would encourage you to do so.
So hi Pedro.
Hi.
So I hear that you're a Devtoberfest player, but a special Devtoberfest player, right? Because you weren't with the community that long before you won, right?
No, Devtoberfest was part of a learning journey that I did. Yeah. Our bosses always incentivate us to look forward and what SAP has to offer. Even if we don't work on it, it's not bad if you know it and that exists. Once the opportunity arrives, you already know it and you can
You're already hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So basically, as part of this learning journey that you were setting yourself on, you took part in Devtoberfest, right? You took part in Devtoberfest.
Yeah.
So what was your favourite aspect of that sort of 4-week?
Yeah, I think seeing the videos, making the quizzes, I was amazed with Jules. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So did you manage to attend any of the videos live, or were you watching sort of a recording?
No, I attend live.
That's dedication. That's real dedication.
Yeah, the journey was only to learn.
Yeah.
We had a few months just learning and doing things.
Yeah. But in terms of what motivates you to keep learning, what is it? What's the secret?
I think I'm a person that really wants to know more every time and keep searching and what we can do and how can we automate our work. And I think the TechEd was all about that.
It certainly was, yeah. How can we make our developer lives better, easier, and also curiosity driving us on to learn all the time? I think that's the best definition of a developer.
Yeah.
Pedro, thanks very much.
Thank you.